All right, hello. So today we were doing a class on shoulder mobility. We'll be doing internal rotation, external rotation, and then at the end some flexion. So for today's class, the material you'll need is first of all a stick. You can use a broom, whatever you have around home. If you don't have anything, you can also use a chair, and I can send you variations for a chair, but prefer the one with the stick. So today we'll be doing the stick. Then 3 or 4 blocks. I mean, if you only have two, it's going to be okay, but if you have 3 or 4, better, or maybe something else that you can use as blocks, because it'd be helpful for some drills. Now, before starting to work on mobility of any joints, I always like to start doing cars, control articular rotations is one very good way to warm up. So you can do them standing. I'll do them in a kneeling position today, but you can just follow along. We'll only do 2 on each side just to warm up a bit that joint on the shoulder. So again, start rotate that shoulder, start to bring it across. Imagine as if you're going through some very intense, very thick liquid. Once you reach that full flexion, you start to rotate internally and bring it back into extension until you reach the top. Once you're at the top, again, your knuckles will be facing yourself and start to reverse it, bring it back. Very slowly start bringing it to your full flexion with the arm close to your ear as much as possible and bring it down. If you notice, I usually do my cars here holding with my opposite hand holding my chest, so that way I'm not flaring the belly out, flaring the ribs out to compensate. And again, next one, bring the right shoulder up, right arm up, start to rotate internally, fight for more on each round, on every movement, try to fight for more. Now it can look easy. If you're not really putting the intention in, then it might be easy. But if you really put the intention to try to rotate as much as possible, to go as deep as possible, then it's actually quite tiring. Then we'll do 2 on the other side. Bringing it up all the way to flexion, fight for a bit more there, then start to rotate internally, bring it back and down. Then reverse the movement, bring it into extension, start to bring it up to full flexion here and down. One more, start to bring it across all the way up, then start to rotate internally, bring it as much as you can. Again, avoiding, if you have any pain points, then avoid them, but otherwise good to go. Come the way around and forward and down. Great. I also like to do scapulas when I'm going to work on the shoulders, so you can also do scapulas. For sake of time, you can pause the video and start doing them on your own, but for sake of time, we'll just be going right ahead. So for the first one, internal rotation, probably familiar with it already. So you place a block, and then when you come down, make sure you're bringing the scapula down, so you're retracting the scapula back and down. So that way your scapula is really fixed. If you protract and bring the scapula down, then it's very easy to the scapula will come all the way for the right and you can go down very easily. But if you retract and then bring it down and then you bring your chest, your body in that scapula, then it will be much harder for that scapula to move and we can focus on the shoulder. And then you're going to bring the left hand on top of the right right wrist, and then start to bring it down. So again, try not to compensate by bringing the scapula out. Just try to bring it down, find your stretch, and we'll be in the stretch for 2 minutes. Starting to stretch here. When you're there, try to continue bringing that scapula down. Just feel the stretch. You should feel the stretch in the outer part of your shoulder. If you feel, as always, any of these drills, if you feel any pain in the joint itself, especially on the closing angle means the opposite side that you should feel the stretch at, basically. So for example, here, if you feel like the pain in the front side of your shoulder, something like that, then back off. Stop there and don't work on this movement today. But otherwise, feel free to go. Or maybe you can also, if you have pain, maybe instead of going deep into the stretch, you go higher wherever you don't feel the pain. We've been here for almost a minute now. So keep breathing. When we're doing the stretch in all these positions, you want to have that diaphragmatic breathing. So slow, controlled breaths, trying to relax the nervous system, be able to calm down, and slowly our nervous system will allow us to start going deeper and deeper into a stretch. So the best way to do that is to try to prolong the exhalations as much as possible. So for that you do inhaling 4 counts and exhaling 8 counts. So for example, if you want to be with me, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Try to keep that rhythm as we go through stretches. Now, it's already been 2 minutes, so now we'll focus on the hard work, the isometric contractions. So for that, first, you're going to imagine as if you're pulling the arm up, but keep the hand where it is. You're trying to imagine as if you're doing this movement. So you're contracting all the stuff that you feel is stretching right now. You start to intensify it and start to contract that stuff. So starting very slow, like 20% intensity. You're not going full effort, full intensity. Then slowly start to bring it up higher to 30, 40%. Start to engage. Also here, start to squeeze every muscle in your body. Start to really engage everything. Then bring it up to 50, 60%. So you bring it higher as if you want to really break away from that left hand that is holding it back. And bring it as high up as you can, maybe to 80, 90%, just as much as you can. Hold it here. Hold it 2 more seconds, and relax. Now relax here, just 10 seconds, and right away, you're going to do the opposite. So you're going to try to pull yourself deeper into a stretch by using the muscles in your chest area, maybe inside of the bicep, whatever muscles you can do to try to bring the hand down actively. So contract everything there and try to bring the hand down more, trying to imagine as if you're arm wrestling a ghost as much as you can. 5 more seconds, hold it, go deeper, go stronger, and relax. Now relax, reset the nervous system. Again, go back to that 4 count in, 8 count in, and count out breath. Once you're here, then you should be able to go a bit deeper into a stretch. Your nervous system feels safe there. So again, as long as you're not feeling pain, try to go deeper into the stretch now. It won't be here that long anymore. We'll be here just another 15 seconds before we do another second round. And when you're doing the isometric contractions, try to squeeze everything. That's when you breathe intensely, as if you're going for a max effort squat. Now let's get ready, second round. Start to bring the right arm up. Try to feel the pressure on that left hand. Squeeze everything in. 50%, 60 intensity, maybe up to 80, 90, or as much as you can, as long as you feel safe. Almost there, just 5 more seconds here. Hold it, fight for more, squeeze everything, and relax. And straight away go to the opposite contraction. So this time you're trying to engage everything inside of here, your chest, to try to bring the hand down as much as you can. As much as you can. Here you go to full intensity straight away because it's quite safe to go there. So you go, 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 go. And relax. Now again, just another 20 seconds. And bring it down. Usually, today we'll do 2 rounds, usually 2 to 3 rounds on each one. I mean, maybe you can do 4 is the right amount, especially if you're going full intensity, but today we'll do 2 to get started. Now, again, maybe you can go a bit deeper, just relaxing the stretch for a bit, maybe it allows you to go deep. Again, try to not lift the shoulder up and compensating. And now relax. Now before we switch sides, you're going to try to do actively. So 10 times you're going to bring it up and try to bring it down and up and bring it down, squeezing everything. Up, down, squeeze as much as you can. 3, 4. On each rep, try to go deeper. 5, 6, almost there. 7, squeeze. 8, 9, and 10. And hold it here for 3 seconds for 1, 2, and 3. Relax. Very good. Then we switch sides. So either you just turn around, or actually if you're looking at the video, you probably do the same thing as I do. Bring the block to the other side. Then same thing, try to fix the scapula so you depress down and retract back. And then you really sit down and sit on that scapula. Then try to have the elbow in a 90-degree position. Then the hand, try to think as if you bring the hand towards your belly button, not towards your legs, because that's where you find the intense stretch. If you bring the hand down, then it comes closer to the ground, but the goal here is to try to intensify the stretch as much as you can. It's not like being lower or higher is better or worse, it's just working wherever you are and feeling the stretch tip. So once you're there, we've been here 20 seconds, we'll be here again 2 minutes on this side. Just relax, focus on that diaphragmatic breathing, just relaxing and having deep, long inhalations and exhalations, especially that exhale. Trying to keep that in 4 count and 8 to the exhale. Just relax down, chill. In all of these stretches, this works for every stretch, whenever you're doing it. Very important to try to calm down your nervous system. We do that with our breath. Our breath is our main tool to control our nervous system. So what you want to do is try to just meditate here, breathe and focus on your breath and trying to relax your nervous system. Leaving here a bit longer than 1 minute. Try to bring it down maybe a bit more. Feel the stretch intensifying. Okay, it's only 20 more seconds for the 2 minutes. So you start to think about it and start to get ready to bring the left arm towards the arm, the right. So you're trying again to try to imagine as if you're rotating out of the position, but the right hand on top of the left is not going to let it. And slowly start to bring the intensity up. Start to do the isometric contraction, 20%. Don't go too strong in the beginning, 30, 40% out of 100. And maybe bring it up to 50, 60. Very slowly, controlled. It's not like you're doing jumps, but trying to dial it up. And up to 70, 80, maybe as much as you can, but trying to, again, be safe there. Hold it, squeeze your whole body, squeeze everything. And relax. And then right away, you try to imagine yourself your arm resting a ghost and trying to bring actively that hand down. You don't need to release the hand, just try to bring it, engage the muscles that are opposite. And try to really think about bringing it down. Keep engaging and relax. Now, maybe you can go deeper into the stretch. We have just another 10 seconds here on the stretch. We won't spend too long between one round and another. And again, second round, start to ramp up the intensity up, bring it up, hold it there, 50, 60 intensity, then maybe bring it up to 80 or as much as you can. Squeeze your whole body, every muscle in your body engage, contracted to help out. 5 more seconds, hold it as high, as strong as you can do it, and relax. And then the opposite straight away, trying to pull the arm down, the hand down as much as you can, hold it, squeeze, squeeze, engage all those muscles in the regressive tissue. And relax. Now again, 2 rounds only on each side. Sometimes you can do 3, 4 if you want. You can pause the video. But today we did 2. So just 10 more seconds, trying to go deeper into the stretch. Your nervous system will allow you to go deeper. And relax. And again, 10 reps of trying to bring it up. Down. For 2, squeeze everything. 3, 4, 5, 6, squeeze as down as you can. 7, 8, almost there. 9, and 10. Now come out of the position, and that is all for internal rotation today. And the next one will be external rotation. That's what you need all these blocks for. So I'll show you first before you get into it. So what you need all of these blocks is to find that comfortable position. You want to find an external rotation in the shoulder. So you want to have the elbow in the same line as your shoulder. So maybe you need one block there to bring that elbow into the same line as your shoulder, maybe even 2, depending on how high up your chest is. Then you can bring the other hand, the opposite hand. I'm starting with the left just so you can see, but you can do the right first. But you can do the other hand as a pillow or use a block as a pillow. And then you're going to set up the blocks in a way where you are not able to lift up. So for example here, I'm able to lift up, so it's a bit too low for me. Here, I'm able to lift up, but it's quite tight. So maybe I'll use this one. And that's just about right. Maybe a bit higher would be a bit better, but you try to set up the blocks in a way where your elbow, your shoulder are staying fixed, and then you rotate, and you are barely able to lift it up. So depending on your external rotation, that might be higher, lower, wherever you are. Just find that position. And we won't stay here too long. And then you stay with the head down. Obviously, it might be hard because you cannot be watching. But if you need to watch, just bring the head up for a bit. But I'll be cueing you, so you won't need to do much. Now, you might feel a stretch here if you're very, very tight in the external rotation. But we're not going very deep. So we'll be here only 30 seconds more. We're not trying to go deep into the stretch. Instead of that, we're just trying to strengthen in the external rotation, whatever range we have. Maybe stretch a bit for now. Okay, 10 more seconds. And now what we're going to do is, again, those isometric contractions. So the first one is going to be as if you're bringing the hand down towards, so you're putting pressure onto the block where your hand is. And you start to ramp up, so you try to squeeze everything in your chest, whatever muscles you can use to rotate the shoulder and try to bring the hand, put pressure into the block with your hand. Your elbow doesn't do anything. Ramp up to around 40-50% intensity, maybe up to 60, 70, 80. Dial it up as strong as you can. Go as strong as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. And straight away, your hand might lift a little bit. It shouldn't lift too much. or at all. Better if it doesn't move at all, because that means you're at your end range, but you're trying to lift the hand up, squeezing everything in your back, in your triceps area, in your shoulder, all those rotator cuff muscles that do the external rotation. Bring it up as high up as you can, even though it might not move, but try to continue going and relax down. Now, straight away, we'll go for a second round. If you feel a stretch, you can take a small rest and maybe try to go deeper into a stretch. But since we're not going deep into a stretch, maybe you don't feel the stretch, and we'll go right away into a second round. So again, try to bring that left hand towards the block as intense as you can. Hold it, ramp up to more intensity. Squeeze your whole body here, engage everything, your abs, your glutes, everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And now, again, the opposite, trying to bring the hand up, squeezing everything. Hold it as strong as you can, squeeze everything. And relax down. I will do the same thing on the other side. So you come out of the position. Before we go to the other shoulder, just going to do rotation. So if it was the right that you just did, for me it was the left. You bring it down to internal rotation as much as you can, and bring it up to the external rotation. Bring it down and up. 2 more. Bring it down, fight for more. Now that you work on those rotations, notice how that shoulder feels. Up. 1 more. And up. And we'll switch sides. So again, same as I would say, you shouldn't feel any pain as we go through any of this. If you feel in pain in the joint, especially in the closing angle, in the closing angle, make sure you back off a bit, go wherever you need to go to not feel that pain. Again, we'll lie on our belly and do the opposite one. So again, lie down on your belly, maybe use your hand as a pillow, make the setup so that you can feel a stretch. Maybe you don't feel much of a stretch, but still working on the external rotation. This one is, instead of fighting for more range right now, just trying to strengthen whatever we have and trying to go a little bit deeper, but mainly working on stability right now of the shoulder rather than trying to directly go very deep into external rotation. Because going deep into external rotation can be hard on the shoulders. So yeah, just working first on that stability. Okay, so once we're there, we've been here already for around 20 seconds. And now we'll do the same thing. So slowly you're going to start to try to imagine as if you're trying to break that block on your hand, trying to push through it as strong as you can. And relax, and then do the opposite one, trying to imagine as if you're trying to lift that hand off the block. So the move, or maybe just barely up, mine is moving a bit up. Try to hold it there. And relax. Just relax here, 5 seconds before we go to a second round. If you have some cramps here, it's normal, it's okay. Just try to play with the cramps so that you're still able to hold it. It's very small cramps, don't go all the way where you need to get out of the position. And second round, start to bring the hand down, try to break that block, squeeze 50-60% intensity, then slowly bring it up to 70, 80 or 100% intensity as much as you can, as long as you feel safe. Make sure you're not going too much where it doesn't feel safe in your joint, it feels weird. And relax. And then trying to lift the hand up as high as you can, or as strong as you can, rather, you shouldn't move. Keep fighting for more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Very good. Now, again, come up, and again, On your shoulder, just do 4 rotations, so trying to bring the elbow down and up. Down, 4, 2, and up. Down, 4, 3, and up. Last one. Down, hold it there for a bit, fight for a bit more, and up. Hold, fight for a bit more star rotation, and relax down. Okay, great. Now, the main one of the day is opening up capsule. Especially in the beginning is the most important thing to do, especially on the internal rotation that will unlock out of the mobility. So I want to focus mostly on the internal rotation, but today we'll also be doing flexion. So for that, you grab the stick that you had ready. Then I'll do this left shoulder first so you can see there, but you can do the right first if you want. And then you're going to bring the chest down. You can bring the right hand to the ground. Try to keep the elbow straight, make sure the elbow is not bending, and just you should bring the chest down until you feel a stretch, maybe in the chest, maybe in the lats, depending on where your detail is. And here, so for me, I like to keep my arm right next to my ear because that's the pure flexion where you're working on that, just pure flexion if you want, but you can also play around a bit with the placement of the stick, so maybe you go a bit to the side and then you have flexion as well, and maybe you feel a deeper stretch there, and you have also a little abduction, so it depends. It's not better or worse, it's wherever you feel that you want to work that mobility the most. For example, if I was doing snatch, maybe you need a ton of flexion, so you need to work in it in every range, but maybe it's useful to work it on the side. Now for me, for example, I mostly do yoga handstands, and for that, for me it's mostly flexibility in the front, like right with the arm next to the ear. Maybe here around 45 seconds, just focus on the stretch. Find that position where you can feel the stretch, you can be relaxed there. Once you're there, maybe you can move the neck a bit. But again, just focus on that diaphragmatic breathing. 4 count in and 8 count out. We'll do a few here counting if you want to be with me. So inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Continue with that rhythm. I realized the first breath I did 4 count out as well. I'm used to in yoga. In yoga mostly I cue 4 in, 4 out, so too used to it. Here you can also do some movements with your spine. Notice as you go into spine flexion here, like round in the back, that you might feel a deeper stretch in the chest, in the lats, because you're compensating less. I don't worry about too much about compensating a bit here to the back. Can feel nice as well to feel a bit of thoracic spine opening. Just 10 more seconds here. If your arm starts to go numb a bit, because you're not used to being in this position, it's okay. Just bear with it. Very good. And now we start with those isometric contractions. So first one is going to be using all the stuff that you feel is stretching, like your chest, your lats. You're going to try to bring in the stick. Nothing moves, so nothing in your body moves. But you're trying to do as if you want to bring a stick down into the ground. Like make a hole on the ground. Go up to 40, 50% intensity. Then maybe up to 60, 70% intensity. And maybe bring it up to 80 or as high as you can. And hold it here, squeeze, squeeze, bring it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And now you're going to try to imagine as if you want to contract, so don't move anything, I'm just showing you. You're trying to contract your shoulder, your back muscles, to try to imagine as if you're pulling the stick away from the ground. But make sure you're not pulling the stick away from the ground, because you're at your end range. Like your shoulder can move there, but you're trying to teach the tissues there to be active. So start contracting everything in your back, in your shoulder, to lift the stick off the ground, even though it won't move. As much as you can, engage your whole body here. Hold it, hold it. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now, you might be able to go deeper into the stretch now. So by all means, try to go deeper, trying to bring the chest down a bit more. Again, if you want to, for the next round, play a bit with the placement of the stick, feel free. Wherever you feel that deeper stretch. Sometimes if I lean forward, I can put more pressure into the chest and just feel the stretch more. And this time we'll be here only 30 seconds on the second round of the stretch. So just another 5 seconds here. And now second round. So try to push the stick into the ground as if you're trying to make a hole. Go as deep, as strong as you can. Go, go, go. Stronger, stronger. And relax. And then do the opposite one, trying to contract everything in your shoulder, in your upper back, trying to lift the stick off the mat. 5, 4, squeeze higher, squeeze stronger. 3, 2, and 1. Relax again. Sit on the stretch a bit more, so be able to allow you to go a bit deeper. Now, usually I like to do between 3, 4 rounds. Today we'll only do 2. But if you feel fine, then maybe you can do another one. You can pause the video, do another round of this. But be careful, especially if you're starting out. Be careful not to try to go too deep. So now you sit on the stretch for a bit, come out. Now before we switch sides, we're going to do some lift ups, so trying to lift. This time you are actually allowing so you bring the chest back, so you have room to play with. But you want to find a position where you can lift the stick, but barely, like just a few millimeters off the mat. So try not to, oops, my stick is very big, so I just hit the ceiling. Try to make sure you're not lifting the stick massively, but just hovering off the mat, off the floor. We'll do 10 lift ups, so get in that position and lift up just a tiny bit, squeeze as hard as you can, and down. Squeeze up and down for 2. Up and down. Up, try to keep the elbow straight, down, 4. Up, 5. Up, 6. Up, 7. Up, 8. Up, 9. Up, and hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Release, and we'll switch sides. So whichever you were doing, again I was doing left, that's how you could see better, but if you're doing right, then switch to left. I'll switch to right here. And again, try to find the stretch, bring the chest down, find the stretch in your chest, in your lats, and then sit down on that stretch. We'll be here for 2 minutes. Yes, the stretch. So again, that inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And keep that rhythm, just relax, chill, use your breath to relax your nervous system. Tell your nervous system you're fine, here you're relaxed. Close your eyes, just chill out as you stretch. It can take some practice to be able to just relax in these uncomfortable positions where you're probably feeling a deep stretch and it's not very uncomfortable. But that's the point. That's why we try to use our breath to be able to be chill in these uncomfortable positions. Just 30 more seconds. Just 10 more seconds, so start to get ready for those isometric contractions. Nothing moves, but the first one you're trying to drive the stick onto the ground, driving it up to 10-20% intensity. Slowly bring it back up to 30-40% intensity. Maybe up to 60-70. Or if you feel fine, then maybe going it as high up as you can. Engage your whole body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then the opposite, trying to lift the stick of the mat, but it won't move at all. Squeeze your shoulder, your upper back muscles, squeeze everything up. Squeeze your whole body. Engage. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. Relax again your nervous system. Those isometrics are usually very intense, very sympathetic in nature. So again, when you go back into a stretch, try to relax down, go back to a parasympathetic response, relaxing your nervous system. Just 10 more seconds before we do the next round. So once you're ready, start ramping up, engaging all the muscles that you're feeling stretching right now, those lats, that's those chest muscles, for 20-30% intensity, up to 40-50, up to 60-70, maybe 80%, or maybe all the way up as strong as you can. Squeeze, 10 more seconds this round. Keep squeezing. You should feel completely drenched after this set. And relax. And this time the opposite, try to squeeze the upper middle back, mostly the upper back, your shoulder, to lift the stick of the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax down. Just 10-15 seconds here to stretch out a bit. And come up. Now, before we finish off, again, some lift ups. So find a position where you can lift the stick but barely off the mat, wherever that is. And lift up for 1 and down. Lift for 1, for 2 and down. For 3 and down. 4, try to keep the elbows straight. 5, 6, 7, squeeze everything. 8, as high up as you can. 9 and 10, and hold it here. 5, as high up as you can. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Very good. Now, before we finish off, so that was the last one. Before we finish off, come with your shoulders to full flexion here and try to do some rotations. So your shoulders will feel more open now. So at your end range, try to do some internal stir rotation. Just between 5 to 10 times. Of course, if you want to do it a bit longer. So rotation is really what goes deep into that capsule of the joint, and rotation really helps to acquire new range. So of course we did flexion right now, so it should feel more open than usual. So if you try to do some rotations there, again, it's going to take work, but slowly your nervous system, your muscles, your tissues will adapt and give you more space there. So perfect. After this, if you want to stretch out a bit more, maybe whatever feels a bit tight, feel free. Otherwise, you're done for the day. Very good.